Good evening, everyone. This is Robert, RJL 518, welcoming you to another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1976 season is on the air. Today's date is July 25th, 76. We are at Busch Stadium for a pretty important game between the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs come into this game 43-50. The Cardinals 45-48. The Cardinals are fourth place in the National League East. The Cubs are fifth. However, the Cardinals are right now 8 games back of the Mets and Pirates for third, and the Cubs are 10. So both these teams are beginning to fade a little bit out of the playoff push. So who knows what may just happen, okay, as we move further and further into this exciting baseball playoff chance. Steeler fan and BB join us here at Busch Stadium. We have another game with the Cardinals, and we always know that every time I seem to play the Cardinals, it always seems to be a crazy game. So let's see how tonight goes. St. Louis historically won this game 4-3. They had 4 hits and an error. The Cubs had 6 hits and 2 errors. As we just opened your 76 season, that is excellent. Remember, take care of separating the cards. Take your time. It does take a little while to do it. Don't rush separating your cards. Fold them nicely twice and then separate. They'll be fine. Starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals tonight, Lynn McGlothen, 13 wins, 15 losses, 3.91 ERA. He was on the mound when the Cardinals had that 22-3 win. About a couple of weeks ago. So McGlothen gets a call tonight for the Birds. He is on the mound. Let's see what the Cubs bring tonight. Top of the first, leading off for the Cubs will be center fielder Joe Wallace, 254 average, 5 homers, 21 RBIs, using red and white dice for the Birds tonight. They are the home team. Let's get started. McGlothen's first pitch, 3-1. That's a strikeout. 4, got him. Busch Stadium subtracts 1 from strikeouts, nothing from anywhere else. So strikeout number 1 for McGlothen. And next batter for the Cubs, first baseman Larry Bittner, 237 average, 18 homers that season. McGlothen ready to go ahead. And 2-6 against the lefty. That is a blank. Bittner 2-3, and he lines out to short. And that's out number 2. Both teams using kind of like a hodgepodge lineup here. A few batters are missing in both lineups tonight. Let's see here. Left fielder Champ Summers is up for the Cubs here in batting third. 206 average, 3 homers, 13 RBI. So a bit of a hodgepodge lineup for both clubs in this game. McGlothen will pitch. 2-2, that's a blank. Summers, 5-3, that's a line out to first, and that will do the inning. So 1, 2, 3, go the Cubbies. No scores. We go to the bottom of the first. As I said, both lineups are missing some key players. Brian Patterson joins us here at Busch Stadium. Not that they're hurt or anything. They're just apparently they were given the day off in this game. Starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs will be Rick Reuschel. 14 wins, 12 losses, a save, 3.46 ERA. Big Daddy Reuschel is on the mound for the Cubbies. Leading off for the Cardinals will be Jerry Mumphrey. He is in left field tonight. 258 average, a homer, 26 RBIs. Reuschel will make the pitch, 5-3. That's a range play. Mumphrey, 4-3. That's a ground ball right back to Reuschel. Reuschel's range is a 5, and he'll get that easily, and he'll throw to first for the out. Big Daddy Reuschel, but he could move off the mound, all right, back in the day. Next batter, center fielder Bake McBride. Another great baseball name. 335 average, 3 homers, 24 RBIs. Pitch from Reuschel is a 2-4. That's a walk. That 4 is going to allow McBride to go to first. So McBride gets a walk. Reuschel had 59 walks in 76. Next up for the Cardinals, first baseman Keith Hernandez. Should be in the Hall of Fame. 289 average, 7 homers, 46 RBIs. Infield will go halfway, see if anything happening on the bases. And that 20, Reuschel has a chance. He throws to first to try to pick him off. 7, McBride will get back. Reuschel will now pitch 3-2 against the lefty. That's going to be an automatic out. It's going to be a star. That is going to be a star 1. It's going to be a ground ball to first. Let's see if they turn the double play. 2-0-3. Shortstop for the Cubs is Rosello. He has no arm. 1-3. No, McBride will be thrown out at second, and Hernandez will be safe at first on the fielder's choice. 2 down. McBride does have a base running rating of 4, but when the infield is halfway, it's lowered by 1. So Hernandez takes over at first base. And next up will be the right fielder, Willie Crawford. 304 average, 9 homers, 50 RBIs for Crawford. And he is in right tonight. Michael Peterson joins us here at Busch Stadium. Anything happening on the bases? That is a 10. No, Hernandez will stay where he's at. Reuschel, 2-2. That's a blank. Crawford, 2-6. Fly out to center, and that will end the inning. A walk is all the Cardinals got. And at the end of 1, we've got no score. Yeah, they did the right thing, I think, with what happened in Norfolk yesterday. They did the right thing, absolutely. There, Mike. Top of the second, leading off for the Cubbies, right fielder Jerry Morales, 274 average, 16 homers, 67 RBIs for Morales. And, of course, it's not batting practice. McGlothen will pitch, 1-4, that's blank. Morales, 5-1. That's going to be a line drive to short. That's out number 1. And that is the 3rd straight line drive out made by the Cubs. Next up will be their catcher, George Mitterwald. 215 average, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. McGlothen will pitch, 5-3. That's a blank. Mitterwald, 4-2, single past the shortstop. That will be a base hit. Mitterwald will head down to first. A nice single for him. Nice single for Mitterwald. Infield will move halfway. Next up for the Cubs, second baseman Manny Trio, 239 average, 4 homers, 59 RBIs. See if anything happening on the bases. A 10 is a no. McGlothen ready to deal. 1-2, that's a blank. Trio. 4-1, that's a ground ball to first. Let's see if they turn a double play. 2-0-3. Shortstop for the Cardinals is Kessinger. He's got a +1 arm, so a 1-4, they turn a double play. No, they don't. Man, no one's turning double plays lately. Trio will easily make it to first. Mitterwald is an easy out at second, but that is out number 2 on a fielder's choice. Next up for the Cubs will be Dave Rosello. He is at shortstop tonight, 242 average, a homer, 11 RBIs. 2 men down. See if anything happening with Trio. No. McGlothen, 2-1. That's a strikeout, 7, and he will get him. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for McGlothen, and the inning is over. So no runs and a hit for the Cubs as we go to the bottom of the second. Oh, no. Fernando Tatis Jr. is already better than his dad. He's already better than his dad. I don't care what they say. He's already better than his dad. And the Mets, and my Mets last night lost to one of the best teams in baseball. How long has it been? Let me ask you this guy's question. How long has it been when we've said the Padres are one of the best teams in baseball? How long those two statements The name Padres and best team in baseball have not been around lately with each other. It's been a long time since we said that the San Diego Padres are one of the best teams in the game. That statement has not been said a lot. Now it is. Bottom of the second, leading off for the Redbirds, catcher Joe Ferguson, 211 average, 10 homers, 39 RBIs. Ted Simmons has the night off, or at least he's on the bench. Yeah, in 98, 94, 95, like I said, when was the last time we said that the Padres are one of the best teams now? What a job the general manager has done out there in San Diego. He better get a raise. Reuschel will pitch. 5-4. That's blank. Ferguson, he will swing 5-5, and he grounds out to short. Funny thing about my Mets, as hurt as my Mets are, we are still in first place in the National League East. Our pitching is doing the job. I got to admit, Mets pitching is keeping the Mets in this season early. Next batter for the Redbirds will be the shortstop, Don Kessinger, 239 average, a homer, 40 RBIs. Reuschel, 5-5, error on a grounder. Kessinger, 3-2. That's going to be a line out to second. There won't be an error there. That's a second out. 2 men out. And that will bring up the third baseman, Heidi Cruz, 228 average, 13 homers, 71 RBI. Reuschel will go ahead and deal as Double D joins us here at Busch Stadium. And Tribe fan as well. 5-4. That's blank. Let's see what Cruz can do. 3-5. And all he can do is line out to third. Everyone's lining out so far. That is the fifth line out in the game. And the Cardinals go 1, 2, 3. No score after 2. I would like to remind people for you inside pitch fans, Chris Davis is finalizing his rule book and finalizing the charts and the rare play charts. They will be laminated. So when everything is set to go, he will go ahead and release the parts as laminated parts. So I do recommend getting them. They will be official. It will be the last version he does. Okay, so he is finalizing his rule book and finalizing the charts. And he says he has he's got 2 seasons to be released at the same time, 2 new seasons. Don't know what they are yet. I kind of asked for a preview. He hasn't said anything. So be on the lookout. 2 new inside pitch seasons will be coming out when the new rule book and everything is done. So don't know what seasons they are. I was kind of thinking there was maybe 1966 and 1983. And by doing those 2 seasons, he actually has it complete all the way from 64 to 1986. So we'll see what happens, but more seasons are on the way for you inside pitch fans. We go to the top of the third. Leading off for the Cubs will be their third baseman, Mick Kelleher. 228 average, no homers, 22 RBIs. As I said, kind of a hodgepodge lineup between these two. McGlothen, 4-4, that's a blank. Kelleher, 3-4, and that's going to be a ball hit to center field. That is a 13 against a right-hander. That's going to be too high, and that's just going to be a fly out to center. Next batter will be the pitcher, Rick Reuschel. He hit 229 as a hitter, so he can hit the ball. McGlothen will go ahead and deal. 6-5, strikeout 4, and he will strike him out. Strikeout number 3 for McGlothen. And next up, we've got Joe Wallace. Wallace is 0 for 1. McGlothen, 5-3, that's blank. Wallace goes ahead and swings, 6-6. That's a fly out to right. And another quick inning so far as this game is moving along very fast. 3 up and 3 down for McGlothen. We go to the bottom of the third. And leading off for the Redbirds will be second baseman Lee Richard. 176 average, 5 homers, 5 RBIs that year. Big Daddy was always a good hitter. Yes, he was. Reuschel will pitch. That's a 2-6. That's a blank. Richard, 4-1. He flies out to right. And you can tell with this hodgepodge lineup that nobody's hitting really anything. But that's okay. We play as played lineups. It's a lot of fun when we get to the end of the year and they got hodgepodge lineups, and some of these teams may be playing for a playoff spot. Here's Lynn McGlothlin. He batted .211 as a hitter that year. Not too bad for him either. 4-3. That's a walk. That 9 is too high. McGlothlin, 6-1. He grounds out to short. So that is the second out. And here is Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey is 0 for 1. Reuschel, 6-3. That's a hit by pitch. The 8, yep, that's going to hit him. Plunked him. Mumphrey's a 2, plus 7 from Reuschel's a 9. And he does hit Mumphrey, and he will go down to first on an ouch. So runner on first base here, and that will bring up McBride. McBride walked his first time up. Infield is normal. Mumphrey, definitely a threat to steal. 1-4 can do it. Nope. Reuschel will pitch. 6-3. Hit by pitch again. That's a 19. And yeah, he hits McBride. Bake McBride has a 14 hit by pitch. Plus 3 is a 21. He will hit McBride, and Reuschel has hit 2 batters. Oh, boy. So that puts runners into a scoring position. And now here's Keith Hernandez, and getting behind the plate is Mitterwald. He's going to go talk to Reuschel for a moment, settle him down a bit. Now he's got to deal with Hernandez, and he can definitely bring in a run here. Hernandez is 0 for 1. Anything happening on the bases? Nope. Reuschel, 1-1 against the lefty. That's going to be a blank. Hernandez gets the swing. 2-5, and nope, that's going to be a ground ball to first base. That'll be taken by Bittner, and he will retire the side. So the 2 hit batters don't do anything. And at the end of 3, still no score. Top of the 4th inning coming up. And here is Larry Bittner. He'll lead off. He is 0 for 1. McGlothen ready to deal. And it's a 5-6. That's a walk. That 15 is not going to do it. Bittner 3-4, and he grounds it right back to McGlothen. He'll toss it over to first for the out. Out number 1. And here is Champ Summers. Summers is 0 for 1. McGlothen ready to deal. 6-2. That's a range play. Summers. 5-1. That's a base hit to left field, but that is a range play. It's hit to Jerry Mumphrey. His range is a 4. He won't get it. That's going to drop in there for a single. Summers will go to first. First hit for Summers. And he will hold there. Yep, the Cubs were 15 games below 500, and the Cards were 12. As I said, not a good year for really both these ball clubs that season. But remember, I take the top 3 teams in each division, so they are both alive, but they are running out, but they are beginning to fall behind a little too much. Here's Jerry Morales with a runner on first, and the infield will move to halfway. Morales is 0 for 1. Summers, the only way, nothing, I don't think he can steal. 17, no, not going to do it. McGlothen, 4-5, that's blank. Morales will swing 2-6, and that's going to be a star 1. That's going to be a fly out to center. Automatic out 1, and that will send him back to the bench. 2 men down now for Mitterwald. Mitterwald is 1 for 1. He has the other hit for the Cubs so far in this game. See if Summers is going to go. Nope. Pitch coming from McGlothen, 4-5. That's a blank. Mitterwald will swing, 6-5. That's a fly out to center, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still no score. As a member, as I approach August, I'll be taking teams off. There will be teams I will try to no longer put on the board anymore. I only want to put teams really on that matter. We've seen every team in the majors at least 3 or 4 times. Okay, at least 3 or 4 times. Okay, and that's when we approach the playoffs. We want to see the teams that are playing each other that have something to play for. Bottom of the 4th, here's Willie Crawford leading off for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 1. Reuschel will deal. 5-2, that's blank. Crawford, 3-6, popped out to short. And that is the first out. 1 man down. The batter will be Joe Ferguson. He's 0 for 1. Reuschel, Big Daddy, 2-2, blank. Ferguson, 4-6. That's a grounder to second base. Trio will get that for the second out. And now a chance for Don Kessinger. Kessinger is 0 for 1. Reuschel looking on, ready to deal. And that's a 5-2. That's a blank. Kessinger will swing 6-1. That's a ground ball to short. That's taken care of by Rosello. He throws to first to retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Reuschel. We've got no score after 4. Top of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Cubbies is Trio. Trio has got into a fielder's choice his first time up, so he is 0 for 1. McGlothen ready to deal. And 5-4. That's a range play at the park. Trio 2-2. Fly ball center field. That's hit to McBride. His range is a 5. He'll make the catch right on the run, but he's got it. Out number 1. Nice play by McBride. Takes a hit away from Trio. So that's a fly out to center. Next up is Rosello. He's 0 for 1. McGlothen ready to deal. 3-5. And against the righty, strikeout 18. No good. Rosello will take a swing. 3-5. And it's a base hit past short for a single. Rosello will head to first. Rosello on at first base. And the next batter will be Kelleher. Kelleher is 0 for 1. Rosello really not a threat to steal. The infield will be halfway anyway. Not really a threat. Nothing coming on the strat die. I'm not going to bunt him over. I'm going to let Kelleher swing here. McGlothen with the pitch. It's 3-2. That's a blank. Kelleher, 6-1. And he line drive right back to McGlothen. It's a line out to the pitcher. Rosello, let's see, a 1-4. He is out at first. And he is. Rosello took off. McGlothen sees Rosello between first and second. He'll just toss it over to first for the double play. L1-3. Nice play by McGlothen. So no runs, a hit for the Cubs. But a line out to McGlothen and a toss to first gets the double play. A lot of line outs tonight so far. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through the game. Leading off for the Cardinals will be Heidi Cruz. He is 0 for 1. Reuschel ready to deal. 1-2. And against the righty, that's a base hit right up the middle. That'll get past Reuschel. And Cruz has the first hit of the Cardinals for the game. Heidi Cruz gets a single. So Rick Reuschel actually pitched 4 innings of no-hit ball. Did have a couple of hit by pitches. But Cruz is on first with a single. The infield will move halfway. And that will bring up Lee Richard. Richard is 0 for 1. Cruz really can't steal unless it's a hit and run. And that's not what comes up. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. That's a 3-3 range play at the park. Busch Stadium, 1-5. That's a ball hit to right field. That is a 19, and that is going to be too high over a triple, but it is a range play to right field. So the ball is hit to Morales for the Cubs. His range is a 3. And he will make the catch, and that's out number one. What a play by Jerry Morales. That's a fly out to right. And that's out number one. Now here comes Lynn McGlothlin, and probably he can actually hit the ball pretty well. We'll see if a bunt comes up, though. I don't know if he's going to bunt. May let him hit. The corners are going to come in for him. Nothing happening on the bases. And McGlothen is going to, I'm going to have him hit away. With a 211 average, I'm going to let him hit. Reuschel will pitch. 5-1, that's a blank. McGlothen, 3-6, that's a fly out to center. 2 down. And with a runner on first, the batter will be Mumphrey. Mumphrey got plunked his last time up, so he's 0 for 1. Cruz on it first. See if anything happening. Nope. Cruz will stay where he's at. Reuschel will pitch. 6-2. That's a walk. That 2 will walk Mumphrey, and the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position as he walks Mumphrey. So Mumphrey winds up on base for the second time. Second walk issued by Reuschel. He had 59 of them that season. Now can Bake McBride bring in a big run for the Cardinals the way this game is going? It could be. We already have a pitcher's duel going on here. McBride is 0 for 0. He walked and got hit by a pitch, so he doesn't have an official at bat yet. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. Nope. Cruz is not going anywhere. So Reuschel will pitch to McBride. And that is a 4-5. That's a wild pitch. That 19, though, is going to be ball 1. Nice stop there by Mitterwald. They'll do it again. Reuschel, 6-2. That's a walk. That 3 is a walk. And Reuschel has walked the bases loaded. Fans here at Busch Stadium are beginning to wake up a little bit, as now the bases are loaded. And a big chance for Keith Hernandez. Hernandez is 0 for 2. Big chance for Hernandez with the bases loaded. Bottom of the 5th, no score. Reuschel's got to be careful. He's got to pitch it good. Anything on the bases, a 4 says a no. Reuschel ready to deal to Hernandez. That's a 2-5. Against the lefty, that's a blank. Hernandez will swing. 6-6. It's a ground ball to short. That throw's going to go to second to get McBride, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit for the Cardinals, a couple of walks after 5. Still no score. Top of the 6th inning coming up here. Both pitchers are pitching very well. Rick Reuschel, he's going to come up to bat. Reuschel is 0 for 1. McGlothen with the pitch. 4-1. That's a walk. That 2, yeah, he walked Reuschel, and you just committed a big Cardinal sin. No pun intended. All right. He walks the pitcher. So Reuschel will go down to first. And now a chance maybe for the Cubs. And here's Joe Wallace. Wallace is 0 for 1. Infield will be halfway. Reuschel really not a threat to steal, but McGlothen does have a pickoff chance, and not happening. McGlothen ready. 1-3. That's a blank. He is not tired. Wallace, 5-6. Base hit. Pass first. That is a single. Reuschel's base running rating is a 4. And it needs to be base running rating is a 2. And a 2 will be enough to get him to third. So Reuschel will go to third. So Wallace hits one right past the first baseman. And Reuschel will make it to third base. And the Cubs are in business now. On a single by Joe Wallace. He hits one right past the first baseman. And now here's Larry Bittner with runners at the corners. Cardinals are going to call the are going to call the infield halfway and not infield in, which makes Brett Reuschel's base running rating a 1 if it's a grounder. Bittner is 0 for 2. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. That is a 9 and a no. Runners at the corners. Fans are at Busch Stadium. Wins are very important now for two teams that are chasing the third place. Pitch from McGlothen. 3-4. That's a double question mark. Bittner a lefty. A 1 to 10 is an automatic out. The 18 is too high. Bittner will get to swing. 3-1, and that is a ground ball to second base. Reuschel is not a possible double play chance. Reuschel, do I send him home or not here? A double play chance. Bittner with a 1-0-2. Shortstop for the Cardinals is Kessinger. +1 is a 3. But the question is Reuschel going to come home on this? I think if a double play chance is a chance, I think you do. Reuschel on his way home. Reuschel is on his way home. Well, tell you what, I'm going to roll for it. His base running rating is a 1. Let's see if he comes home. No, he does not. So it's going to be a double play chance. Reuschel's not going to try to score. So a double play chance. So a 1 to 3, they turn the double play. But on a 6, Reuschel still comes in to score. And that's exactly what he got. It's a 6. So it's a slow rolling grounder. So all runners advance anyway. So Reuschel comes in to score. Wallace goes to second. Bittner is out. 1 down, but the Cubs are on the board. 1-0. Stadium groans. Ugh. Even though I say he is not coming home, on a 6 roll, all runners advance no matter what. And that is what Chris says for the rule. So the Cubs take a 1-0 lead on pretty much a fielder's choice. Wallace goes to second, and the batter now will be Champ Summers. Summers is 1 for 2. See if anything happening on the bases. A 1. I'm not gonna have Wallace steal. He's a dead duck at third. So McGlothen will go ahead and pitch. 4-5. That's a blank. Summers will swing. 4-3, and he pops out to second base for the second out. And now let's see if Jerry Morales can come through. Morales is 0 for 2. And that is a 7. Nothing happening on the bases. McGlothen 3-1. Strikeout 1. Got him. He'll strike him out. And that is strikeout number 4 for McGlothen. And it ends the inning. 1 run on 1 hit and a walk and a fielder's choice. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The Cubbies are leading 1-0. So Big Daddy Reuschel now has the lead to work with. Willie Crawford comes up for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 2. What does the Chicago 3-6? That's the historical score of the game that was played. Remember, these are all as-played games, Double D. For anybody who wants to know what the actual score of the game was, I always put it underneath the name of the stadium. So historically, the Cardinals won this game 4-3. They had 4 runs, 4 hits and an error. The Cubs had 3 runs, 6 hits and 2 errors. I kind of put that up there to see how close the game I play actually comes to those games. We've had some games where they come very close, and then we've had some games that were, no pun intended, out of the park, not even in the way out of the park. Reuschel will pitch to Crawford. 3-1. That's an error on a throw. Crawford, 2-4. That's a ground ball to short, and that ball is hit to Rosello. His error rating is a 9. That's going to be a 7. That's going to be an error. So really, it's an error on a throw, so Crawford automatically makes first, and Bittner's range is a 3. On a 1 to 3, he prevents this ball from going past him. He does not. Now, Crawford has a base running rating of 3. A 1 to 3, he takes second. He does not. Not far. It goes past the first baseman, but not far enough for Crawford to go to second. He stays where he's at, and that is it. That is an E6. So an error on Rosello, and that is the first error on the Cubs. They had 2 errors in the game. You've been wondering about that for a while. Ask any questions you guys like, guys. That's what I want you to do. Infield will now move halfway. Here is Joe Ferguson. Ferguson is 0 for 2. Crawford now on at first. Not really a threat to steal. That 14 won't do anything. Reuschel will pitch to Ferguson. 3-5 against a righty. That's blank. Ferguson 1-6. Fly out to left. That is the first out. Runner still on at first. And a chance for Don Kessinger. Kessinger 0 for 2. And that is a 9. Nothing happening on the strat. Yeah, that's what that is underneath the stadium name on the chat. Okay. As I put that there, that's the actual game. That's the line score of the actual game that we're playing tonight to see how close we can get. As I said, we've gotten games where we've had pretty close. And then we have a game that's like 22-3. Yeah, right. Reuschel will pitch. 6-5. Strikeout 20. No. Kessinger. 2-1. That's a ground ball to second base. Let's see if they turn a double play. 3-0. 4. Shortstop. Rosello is a 0. So a 1-4. It's a double play. And it is. Side retired. 4-6-3 double play. So no runs, no hits. There was an error, but the error did not hurt the Cubs. Still 1-0 after 6. This 1976 season has been a lot of fun to play. Matter of fact, like I said, that's why I don't, when it comes to the season selection show, which I always do before we start the World Series, I don't care what season I play. I really don't. I love baseball history. We can play any season. And that's why I let you guys make the decision. Top of the 7th, there's George Mitterwald. Mitterwald is 1 for 2, has a single. McGlothen still has some left in the tank. 3-6. That's a strikeout chance against a righty. That 14 is going to be too high. Mitterwald, 3-1. He flies out the left. And that is the first out. Next batter will be Trio. Trio is 0 for 2. Dave Gardner joins us here at Busch Stadium. Uncle Dave Gardner, I should say. McGlothen, 3-3. That's at the park. Busch Stadium will say 4-5. That is a single plus to right field. Trio rounding first. He's going to try for second. Now the ball is hit. That ball is hit to right field. The right fielder for the Cardinals is Crawford. He has a +1 arm, and Trio's base running rating's a 3. A 1-4, Trio will make second. To 5, he holds. 6, he's out. He makes it to second. Trio turns it into a double. Manny Trio goes into a second gear, and he will make second base on a double. As it was a tough play there. Tough play there for Crawford, but he couldn't have it there. And now the batter will be Dave Rosello. 1 out. The infield is still back, but now the Cardinals again have to worry about Trio on at second. Rosello is 1 for 2. See if anything happening on the bases. The 18 is a no. McGlothen will pitch. 3-2. That's a blank. Rosello swings 6-2. That's a ball hit to center field. That is a 2. And against a righty, Rosello just smacks a single off of McGlothen. That's a base hit. Will it score Trio? Base running rating of 3. To single to center field to get to home. +2 is a 5. Center fielder McBride is a 0. Trio on a 1-5, he will score. A 6, there could be an out. That is a 2. He will score. And the Cubs take a 2-0 lead. Rosello stops at first. Stadium groans. Cubs now lead it 2-0. Dave Rosello gets an RBI single. That's his second hit of the game. Cardinal bullpen beginning to warm up. McGlothen has 27 batters. He's got 2 left before beginning to tire. Here's Mick Kelleher. Kelleher is 0 for 2. The infield is halfway with Rosello on it first. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. The 11 is a negative. McGlothen, 4-3. That's a walk. 16 is not high and is too high. Kelleher, 6-2. That's a fly out to center. That'll be the second out. 2 men down, and they're in the 7th inning. And my question is, do I bring in Rick Reuschel to pitch, or do I let somebody else? I'm going to let Reuschel bat. Rick Reuschel's going to come up to bat. As I said, he batted .229. He was a good hitter. So they're going to let him bat, even though it's a 2-0 lead, as the Cubs don't want to go to a pinch hitter just yet. But now there are 2 outs. And let's see if McGlothen can get Reuschel. Reuschel is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Anything happening on the bases? 17 is a no. McGlothen, 6-3. Error on a grounder. Reuschel, 1-5. That is a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Richard. His error rating is an 8. That's a 5. That's going to be an error on Lee Richard. He picks it up and throws to first and takes Hernandez off the bag. Takes Hernandez off the bag, and that's going to be an error on Lee Richard. That is an E4. Reuschel gets on base for the second time. It's only a grounder, so the runners only advance 1. And that's the first error on the Cardinals. The Cardinals did have 1 error in that game, so we've made historically with the errors now. At least for the Cubs actually had 2. So now runners at first and second, and that's going to allow Joe Wallace to see if he can get in some extra runs here. Wallace is 1 for 3, had an RBI singles last time up. So 2 outs, and McGlothen is now tired. And he is due to bat third in the bottom of the 7th. Question is, do you want to yank him? And let me see here. He is tired, and if it falls on a single one on S1, if it falls on S1, that's an automatic hit. That's going to be it for McGlothen. The Cardinals will take him out. So the Cardinals will bring in a new pitcher and probably just bring in one to see if they can get one out. So let's see who they're going to bring in. Wallace is a lefty, and he's worse against left-handed pitching, so let's see. Coming on to pitch for the Cardinals will be Mike Wallace. So you got Mike Wallace against Joe Wallace, although they're spelled differently. Mike Wallace, 3 wins, 2 losses, 2 saves, a 4.07 ERA. His job is to get Joe Wallace out. 2 outs, top of the 7th, 2-0 Cubbies. Anything happening on the bases? That is a 14, no. And Mike Wallace has a very good pickoff rating, but doesn't get it there. Wallace will pitch to Wallace. Wallace, 5-5. That's a strikeout. 14. Yes, got him. Struck him out. Wallace against lefties is a 25. So he goes down on a K, and it looks like bringing in Mike Wallace was a good idea to get out Joe Wallace. Inning over. 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error. And, basically 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. The Cubs do strand a couple, though, but they are leading 2-0. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we have 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight. And on RJL 518, we might see some hockey either later tonight or either tonight or tomorrow, as my APA hockey season, the 1995-96 Year of the Rat, featuring the Florida Panthers. They will host the Calgary Flames in game number 2 at the Miami Arena for you hockey fans. And for Inside Pitch tomorrow, we got ourselves a pretty good matchup tomorrow. We have Jim Bibby and the Cleveland Indians on the road, but they're taking on Fergie Jenkins and the Boston Red Sox. So for you Red Sox fans out there, the Red Sox are on the board tomorrow in a big matchup in the American League East. Cleveland is number 3, Boston is 2. Neither one are going to chase the Yankees. The question is, if you are in second place, if you're in second place in the division, you pretty much will avoid the wild card series, the best 2 out of 3 there. So these two teams are chasing each other right now. Cleveland and Boston tomorrow. Jim Bibby against Fergie Jenkins. And that game should be a lot of fun to play tomorrow. So the Red Sox are on the board. So make sure we let all the Red Sox fans know they are playing tomorrow night. Bottom of the 7th, Cubs leading the Cardinals 2-0. Rick Reuschel pitching a gem here. Leading off for the Cardinals is going to be Heidi Cruz. Reuschel has about 5 batters before he faces fatigue. Cruz is 1 for 2. He has the only hit against Reuschel tonight. Reuschel will deal, and that's a 3-4. That's a possible error. Cruz, 1-5. That's a ground ball back to Reuschel. Reuschel's error rating is an 8. That's an 18. Reuschel will not make an error. He'll toss it over to first for the out. So that is a ground out. And now the batter is Lee Richard. Richard is 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. Reuschel will pitch. 2-1. That's a double question mark. Richard, a righty. A 1-7 is a single up the middle. The 13 is too high. Richard will swing. 5-6. Line drive right to second. And that is the second out. 2 men away. And we will see a pinch hitter for Mike Wallace as he is done. And coming on to pinch hit for the Cardinals will be Ted Simmons. Ted Simmons started the game on the bench. 291 average, 5 homers, 75 RBIs. He is the batter with the most at bats on the bench. So he gets the call in the first pinch hitter. So here's Ted Simmons, who everybody thinks, I still don't know if he really is a Hall of Famer. I just don't know. I don't know. Hall of very good. I have no doubt about that. But Hall of Fame, I just don't. I mean, he had great years, yes, but Reuschel will pitch. 3-6. That's a range play. Simmons, 2-6. That's a star 4. That's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Kelleher. Kelleher's range is a 4. He will make it. He's got it. He throws to first. Side retired. 1-2-3 goes Big Daddy Reuschel. And he has done the job here after 7. 2-0 Cubs. Shut down this Cardinals club that scored 22 runs on this board about a week and a half ago. Again, every time I have the Cardinals, it's always a crazy game. So far, this game's been pretty quiet. Top of the 8th. Cardinals need a pitcher. Larry Bittner leads off for the Cubs. And he is 0 for 3, 2 lefties and a righty. I think the Cardinals will go with a left-hander here. Let's see who they're going to go with. And they're going to bring out... It's a close game, so I don't think they just bring out their lower here. They're going to go ahead and take out their closer. It's going to be Al Hrabosky. 8 wins, 6 losses, 13 saves, 3.30 ERA. And he's going to be the third Cardinal pitcher. So here's Al Hrabosky. He'll take on Larry Bittner. So top of the 8th, Hrabosky with the pitch. And that is a 4-1 range play. Bittner, 2-6. That's a ground ball to short, and that ball is hit to Kessinger. Kessinger's range is a 2. Yep, he's got it. He'll throw to first, out number 1. So far, the range plays have been pretty good. I think there was only 1 or 2 failures. Here's Champ Summers. Summers is 1 for 3. Has a single in the game. Raboski ready to deal. That's a 4-3. That's a walk. The 18 is too high. Summers will take a swing. 6-6. He flies out the left. 2 quick outs. And now we'll see Jerry Morales. Morales is 0 for 3. Raboski trying to keep it the way it is. Keith White joins us here at Busch Stadium. Raboski with the pitch. 4-5 against a right-hander. That is a blank. Morales will take a swing. 5-6. That's a ground ball to short as well. That's a ground ball to short as well. Kessinger will have that. He'll throw to first for the final out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Raboski. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-0 Cubs. Top of the order for the Cardinals, and that is Jerry Mumphrey. Reuschel has 2 batters he can face before tiring. They're going to let him pitch to him. Mumphrey is 0 for 1. He got hit by a pitch and walked. So Big Daddy Reuschel will pitch to Mumphrey here. 4-5. That's a wild pitch, ball 1. Reuschel, 5-5. That's an error on a grounder. Mumphrey, 6-3. That is a ground ball to second base. That's hit to Trio. His error rating is a 5. That's an 18. He'll take it. Throw to first. Out number 1. Nice play by Trio. No error there. Here's Bake McBride. McBride has reached base all 3 times, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. He's 0 for 0. Reuschel will pitch. That's a 2-1. That's a double question mark. McBride is a lefty. A 1-11 is an automatic out. That's a 14. That's too high. McBride will swing. 1-3, and he gets a base hit past the shortstop for a single. Single for McBride, and that is only the second hit for the Cardinals tonight. So how do you go one game where you get 22 runs to a game now you only have 2 hits? Of course, it's not the same lineup, all right, but really, that's the fun thing about inside pitch. You really never know what's going to happen here. So the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Keith Hernandez. Rick Reuschel is now tired. Hernandez is 0 for 3. Question, do I want to take a chance with Reuschel on there or bring in the bullpen? And you know what? I'm going to bring in the bullpen. Reuschel did what he had to do. That is it. And I'm going to the pen for the Cubs. So they got left, right. So I think the Cubs are going to bring out a lefty here. Let's see who they got in the pen. And let's see. Coming on to pitch for the Chicago Cubs will be Darryl Knowles. 5 wins, 7 losses, 9 saves, a 2.89 ERA. Knowles will be the second pitcher for the Cubs. McBride on at first. Infield is halfway. Definitely a chance here. To possibly maybe get a steal. McBride's steal attempt is a 3. Knowles -1, 1-2. And no, but a possible hit and run available. But I just don't think you hit and run here. You're down by 2 runs. A hit and run really doesn't really get it in there, and plus it halves you. I'm going to let Hernandez swing away. Knowles will go ahead and pitch. 5-3. That's an error on a grounder. Hernandez swings 3-1 against the lefty. That's going to be a ground ball to second base. That ball is at the Trio. His error rating is a 5. That's an 8. Trio will not make an error. Now does he turn the double play? 2-1-2. Shortstop is Rosello with 0. A 1-2, they turn the double play. It is a 3. They do not. But McBride, however, his base running rating's a 4, but with the infield halfway becomes a 3. That is a 3. McBride will get to second. The only play was to first to get Hernandez 2 outs. So the Cubs made sure they got the out. So no error. That could have been big. And now here's Willie Crawford. The infield goes back 2 outs. McBride on its second. Darryl Knowles trying to get this inning over. Crawford is 0 for 2. I'm sorry, he's 0 for 3, but he did reach on an error. Knowles ready to deal. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. 15, no. Knowles will pitch. 6-2. Range play at the park. Busch Stadium, 1-2. That is a base hit to left field, but that is a range play first. It's a single, possible double. That is a 7. It's a range play, and that is hit to Champ Summers. Summers' range is a 2. Can he take a single away from Crawford? No, that's going to drop for the hit. A single plus is an automatic 2-base advance. McBride will come in to score. Crawford rounding first, though. He does have to try for second. His base running rating is a 3. Summers adds 1. So a 1-4. Crawford makes second. 5, he holds. 6, he's out. He makes second base, turns that single and with a double, and the Cardinals are on the board. RBI single by Willie Crawford. As he gets the Birds on the board, it's now 2-1. And still 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Stadium cheers a little bit. Yay! They know they like to see a little more than that. And the batter is Joe Ferguson. We are in the 8th inning. I can do a pinch hitter. The question is, I can use him. Joe Ferguson is going to come back, as he's going to come back. And coming on to pinch hit for the Cardinals will be Lou Brock. Lou Brock will pinch hit to try to get Crawford in. Brock, 301 average, 4 homers, 67 RBIs. Taking over at catcher will be Ken Rudolph. He'll take over at catcher for the Cardinals in the top of the 9th. So here is Lou Brock. Crawford on its second. Darryl Knowles has a chance to get a hit. Al Red Sox fan joins us here at Busch Stadium. King of the Hill. Jack Ace, king of all trades and master of all. Crawford on at second. Lou Brock at the plate. 2-1 now. 2 outs. Knowles trying to keep it a 2-1 game. Question is, do I walk Brock and have him pitch to Kessinger? I just don't think you put the go-ahead run on base, so no. Knowles will pitch to Brock. First, I should roll a strat. Strat roll, 12, nothing happening. Knowles will pitch. 5-1, hit by pitch. 2, yeah, he hit him. He hits Brock. He hits Brock, so Brock gets hit with a pitch, and he'll trot down to first. That is the 3rd hit batter by the Cubs, by Cubs pitching. Although some warnings are going out, but no one's getting ejected. And the batter now for the Cardinals is Don Kessinger. Runners at first and second. Kessinger is the batter. Darryl Knowles has one, and I believe he has 2 more batters he can face before tiring. Question is, do I want to bat for Kessinger here? Check the bench. Kessinger is the shortstop. And no, I don't have another shortstop on the bench, so he will have to swing. So Darryl Knowles will pitch to Don Kessinger here. Bottom of the 8th, a big chance for the Cardinals, trailing the Cubs most of the way, but now a chance to take the lead. Kessinger is 0 for 3. Let's see what anything on the strat roll. Nothing there. Knowles will pitch to Kessinger. Here is the pitch. And that's a 3-4. That's a blank. Kessinger gets the swing. 2-2. Base hit. Center field. Single for Kessinger. Will that score Crawford? Base running rating is a 3. With 2 outs becomes a 4. Single to center. +2 is 6. Center fielder for the Cubs, Wallace, is a -1 arm. So it's actually not automatic. Crawford rounding third. He's going to be sent home. A 1-5. Crawford scores. A 6. There could be an out. He scores. This game is tied. On the 3, Lou Brock will advance to third on the 3. And Kessinger goes to first. And the Cardinals have tied this game up in the bottom of the 8th. Stadium cheers. Yay! RBI single by Kessinger into center field. And Daryl Knowles is going to get, and that takes a heck of a game away from Rick Reuschel, who pitched a beautiful game and gets McGlothen off the hook. And now the batter is Heidi Cruz. Heidi Cruz, the batter, he is 1 for 3. And let's see, are they going to let him pitch to Cruz? Or is Knowles tired? Knowles is not tired yet, but he comes in here and gives up a couple of big runs. Unbelievable right now. Runners at first and third. They're going to leave Knowles out there because Knowles still is one of their better pitchers. They're going to leave him out there to get one more out. But Knowles right now, it's a 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 8th. Cruz 1 for 3. Fans here at Busch Stadium would love to see a Cardinal victory. They've got a tie 2 now. See if anything happening on the bases. That's an 11-0. Knowles will pitch to Cruz. That's a 1-6. It's a blank. Cruz will swing. 1-6. Base hit past third. It's a single. The Cardinals have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Lou Brock will come in to score easily. Kessinger's base running rating is a 3. Single past third. He has to hold at second. No way he can get to third base, even with 2 outs. Cruz has an RBI single, and the Cardinals have taken the lead away from the Cubs. Stadium cheers. Yay! 3-2 Cardinals. And that's it for Knowles. Daryl Knowles comes in here and literally blows it. Now the Cardinals have a chance to win it in the top of the 9th. The next batter for the Redbirds is Lee Richard. And Richard is going to bat. Let's see who the Cubs want to bring out to pitch. And now it's, I think they're going to go ahead and let's see what we got here. Their bullpen is meh. Don't know who to go with here. Got to just get one lousy out. They're going to go with Joe Coleman. They're going to save Bruce Sutter for a different inning. So here's Joe Coleman. 4 wins, 13 losses, 4 saves, a 4.45 ERA. Right now, Knowles is on the hook for the loss. Raboski now on the hold for the win. So here's Joe Coleman against Lee Richard, bottom of the 8th, 3-2. The Cardinals have scored 3 runs here in this inning. It looked like the Cubs were going to change history, but nope. Runners at first and second. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. That is a 16. No. Coleman will pitch to Richard. That's a 4-1 against a righty. Base hit right up the middle. That's a single for Lee Richard. Single against a right-handed hitter. Straight right back through the box. Kessinger will score from second easily. He'll come in. Heidi Cruz's base running rating is a 2. Becomes a 3 with 2 outs. He will not make third, and it is now 4-2 Cardinals. Another Cardinals classic. Another Cardinals classic. Every time we get the Cardinals, something spectacular happens with this team. Al Hrabosky is due to bat. And I'm looking to see if I want him to bat. Hrabosky, how many pitches did he pitch to? He pitched to 3. Hrabosky is the closer here. Question is, do I rather just let him bat? I'm not really thrilled with the bullpen, but of the Cardinals. But I'm gonna do what's right, and he's gonna come out. So the Cardinals will go to the bench, and that will be it for Hrabosky. He leaves now with a chance to get the win. And coming on to pinch hit, and since it is the 8th inning, it still has to be the most at bats. It'll be Vic Harris. Here's Vic Harris. 228 average, a homer, 19 RBIs. He'll go up against Joe Coleman. Now 4-2 Cardinals in another RJL 518 Classic featuring the Cardinals. I get so many crazy games with this team. I'll tell you, I gotta tell you, if I did a Cardinals replay, I would lose my voice. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. Am I still running a strat? Yes, I am. D. Scott Howard joins us here at Busch Stadium, as well as Bob B. and Dave Little. 19, nothing happening. Coleman will pitch. 3-3 against a lefty switch hitter. That's a blank. Harris will swing. 4-1, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. That'll be a ground out to third base. Kelleher will get that, and he will throw to second to get Richard, and the inning is over. The Cardinals send 9 men to the plate, 4 runs on 5 hits, and a hit batter. And after 8, it is 4-2 Cardinals, as the Cardinals have now reached their historical amount for the game in runs. They did have 4 runs in the game. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Top of the 9th inning, Cardinals get 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th, take a 4-2 lead over the Cubs. George Mitterwald is a leadoff batter. Not sure if I'm going to have him bat for the Cubs here. Ken Rudolph takes over at catcher for the Cardinals. And now let's see who the Cardinals want to bring on to pitch. And coming on to pitch for the Cardinals is going to be Eric Rasmussen. He had 26 relief appearances, and I'm going to go with that. That tells me that's enough appearances I can bring him in for this game, even though we didn't have any saves. Eric Rasmussen coming into pitch. 6 wins, 12 losses, no saves, but a 3.53 ERA. Believe it or not, he's really the best pitcher left in the bullpen at the Cardinals have, and I just want to double check that. I just don't really see anybody else I can bring in. No. And remember also in the 70s, bullpens weren't always fully stacked. So George Mitterwald is leading off, and we're going to see a pinch hitter for Mitterwald. Mitterwald is the catcher. So the Cubs will bring him back. It is the 9th inning, and coming up to lead off for the Cubs will be Rick Monday. He was on the bench. He is available. Steve Swisher will take over at catcher, just in case we go any further. So here is Rick Monday to pinch hit. 272 average, 32 homers, 77 RBIs. As Monday will face Eric Rasmussen to try to close the deal. 4-2, top of the 9th. Rasmussen with the pitch. 2-1. Walk plus 10. That's going to be a walk. Monday trots down to first. Rasmussen walks the first batter he faces. So runner on first. And the batter is Manny Trio. Trio, do I want him to pitch? Do I want him to bat? And the answer is he has to. I don't have any other second baseman. So Manny Trio will come up to bat. Monday on at first, the infield is halfway, so the tying run is already at the plate. What? Did you expect a 1-2-3 closing inning at RJL 518? I don't think so. There is no strat roll, though, so Rasmussen will concentrate on the batter. Pitch from Rasmussen. 4-5. Error on a throw. Trio. 5-5. That is going to be a ball hit to third base. That's a ball hit to third base, and that is hit to Cruz. Cruz's error rating is a 14. That's a 3. That's a throwing error on Cruz. That is an error on a throw on a ball hit to third. That is a throwing error. It was an infield single, and that's going to be one extra base advancement on a bad throw. So that means that Monday goes to third and Trio goes to second. A huge error on Heidi Cruz. Holy cow. What a time for that to come up. And that is an E5, and that is the second error on the Cardinals. 2 errors now on the Cardinals, and the Cubs are in business. Rasmussen can't believe it. A walk and now a throwing error, and that allows the runners to advance an extra base. So runners now at second and third. The batter is Dave Rosello, and the Cubs are going to let him hit. They know the pitcher's coming up soon, so there's definitely going to be a batter ready to go. Nobody out here, but top of the ninth inning, 4-2. Nothing happens the whole game. Now, all of a sudden, the last 2 innings have been crazy. What do you do with Dave Rosello? They are going to... You got the tying run at second base. Do you really put the go-ahead run on base and pitch to the next batter and try for a double play? I don't think so. I think you bring the infield in. Infield in. Rasmussen will pitch to Rosello. Can't get anybody out. And a humongous error on Heidi Cruz. Rosello is 2 for 3 tonight. There is no strat roll. Rasmussen will pitch. 4-2. That's a blank. Rosello swings. 4-1. That's a ground ball to short. That's a grounder to short. Monday's base running rating becomes a 1 with the infield in. He will not try to score. The throw will go to first for out number 1. And that is the right play. Let another batter have a chance, because you're pretty much going to be a dead duck on a throw home. So the runners will not advance. And the batter now is Mick Kelleher. The batter is Mick Kelleher. So runners at second and third now, 1 out. Question is, do the Cubs want to bring in a pinch hitter? I think, let's see, Kelleher is the third baseman. Yes. Mick Kelleher is going to come back to the bench. And the Cubs are going to go to the bench, and coming on to pinch hit will be Bill Madlock. And he will take over at third. He doesn't have Kelleher's range, but they right now need a hit. Here's Bill Madlock, 339 average, 15 homers, 84 RBIs. 1 out. The infield is in. Can you go over the update on the new rules, charts, field, seasons, the other broadcast? Yes, I can do that. Runners at second and third. Rasmussen will pitch to Madlock, and I still don't think you walk him to load the bases. A double, unless what's his, no, I don't think so. You don't put the go-ahead run on base. Rasmussen will pitch to Madlock. Still no strat roll. Pitch from Rasmussen. 1-6. That's a range play. Madlock, 6-1. That's a ground ball to first. The ball is hit to Hernandez. His range is a 5, but with the infield in, his range is a 3. Does he make the play? No, he doesn't. That gets past him. And is that going to be a single or a double? That's going to be a single for Bill Madlock. He gets a base hit. That's a single 3. Monday comes in to score. Trio's base running rating is a 3. Let's see. Does he score on second? No, it needs to be a 4 in order to score. No, he holds. He holds at third, but Madlock gets a base hit. And it is now 4-3. We are now at the actual score. 4-3 now, as Madlock gets an RBI single. But Trio cannot come in from second. And now we'll see a pinch hitter for Joe Coleman. And coming up for the Cubs is going to be Jose Cardenal. 299 average, 8 homers. 299, 8 homers, 47 RBIs. Base runners at the corners now, but it's now 4-3 with 1 out. The infield, the infield is going to play halfway and look for 2 if possible. But Trio's base running rating is a 2 with the infield halfway. Runners at the corners, Rasmussen, that error was huge. That error was gigantic. 4-3 now, 1 out. And now I'm rolling a strat again. That is a 4, nothing happening. Rasmussen will pitch to Cardinal. Here it comes. 1-6. Again a range play. Cardinal will swing. 5-6 against a righty. That's against a right-handed pitcher. That is a single 1. But Rasmussen, it's a range play. Rasmussen has a 5. He absolutely has to make this, and he should. A 1-5, Rasmussen makes the play. It's a 2. He does. Now, the question is, does Trio try to come home? I don't think so, because Rasmussen, the ball was hit to the pitcher, and you take away 2 from the base running rating of the runner at third. So they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna try for 2 to get this game over with. A double play rating 1. Then Rasmussen adds to the double play rating, so it's automatically the pitcher. So 1, 0, 2, 3, and let's see, Cardinal is hit from the right side, and that's a second baseman. So Richard for the Cardinals is 0. A 1-3, this ball game is over. A 6, Trio scores. It's a 5. No, it's a fielder's choice. So Madlock is thrown out at second. Cardinal is safe at first. 2 outs. Trio does not try to come home. He would have been a dead duck. He actually has a 0. He actually maybe had a 1 to try to come home, and I don't think you send him. Madlock will take over at third base. And now there are 2 outs. And now the batter for the Cubs is Joe Wallace. Wow, what a play that was. A fielder's choice. That does not bring in Trio. And if you're wondering why I didn't do that, you got to give a hitter another chance. Rasmus, the double play rating was a 1. The infield is halfway, so that adds 1. Now, Rasmussen doesn't add anything, but the ball was hit to the pitcher. The pitcher automatically gets a +1 on a double play chance. And on the chart, to let you see it, when the ball is hit to the pitcher, the base runner on third is a -2. Trio would have been a 1. So I figure, you know what? Hold him. If they get the double play, great. If not, you get one more chance. And that's going to be Joe Wallace. So Wallace is 1 for 4. 2 outs now. Fans are at Busch Stadium on their feet, hoping Rasmussen can get the final out. Rasmussen is not tired yet. He's got 2 more batters to face. What will happen? Anything can happen here at RJL 518. I am rolling a strat. That is a 16, no play. Rasmussen will pitch. 4-5. Error on a throw again. Wallace. He swings. 3-3. It's a fly ball to center field. Fly ball to center field. Big McBride gets under it. Of course, there's no throwing error on a fly out. He gets under it. Taps his glove. Puts out his glove. Block. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. The St. Louis Cardinals escape from the Cubs tonight 4-3. Stadium cheers. Yay! One run on 1 hit and an error. A huge error. But that is the game as the Cardinals come through with a big win on the Cubs, 4-3, and that is the historical score. So I don't want to hear it be telling me that inside pitch ain't real. That's real. Whatever, I know. But then again, we had 22-3 late, 22-3 in a game, I think, that was only supposed to have 5 runs in it. Don't go away. Final line score and 10-minute ticker coming right up. Another crazy but Cardinal game. Jeez. Every time I play the Cardinals, it's always a classic. I don't know if I'm going to make this a game. I don't think this is a game of the year candidate. I just think it was a good game, but I'm not going to say it was a great game. It was, but I'm not going to say it was a game of the year classic. I'm not going to say it was a game of the year nomination, but it was a great game. No doubt in my mind there. For the Cardinals, 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. For the Cubs, 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Al Raboski. He gets the win. Daryl Knowles takes the loss, and Rasmussen winds up getting a save, even though he didn't have one that year. But hey, sometimes there's a first time for everything. So historically, the Cardinals won this game 4-3. We win this game 4-3. There were 10 hits in the actual game. We had 13. 3 errors in that game. We had 3. So we were only off by 3 hits. Not too bad. I'll take that any day. Again, Inside Pitch just continues to show how good this game system really is. If you don't play it, you really need to. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball, as we see the rest of the league goes today in 1976. So the Cardinals get their 4-3 win, and let's see what happens. Milwaukee, I know, what fun would it be if it always came out historically? Exactly, why play? Milwaukee at Baltimore. Milwaukee has a 14. That is a 24, and that is 3 runs. Baltimore has a 7. 62. That's going to win the game for them, 6-3. Texas and California. Rangers with an 8. 21. That's 2. California with a 6. 35. And that is 3 runs. California will beat the Rangers. Minnesota at the White Sox doubleheader. Minnesota game 1, 17-42. And that is 5 runs. The White Sox have an 8. 62, and that is 6 runs. The White Sox beat the Twins. Twins got off to a great start. They have not been rolling well they have not been rolling well. They have been awful lately. Game 2, Minnesota a 12, 46, and that is 5. White Sox with a 10, 15, and that is 1. The Twins and the White Sox will split a twin bill. Detroit at Cleveland doubleheader. Game 1, Detroit with an 8. 13, and that is 1. Cleveland with an 11. 43, and that is 4. Cleveland will win that game. Game 2, Detroit with a 9. 53, and no, that is not a matchup, by the way, Uncle Dave. It's not a matchup. 53, 9, and that's going to be a 5. Cleveland with a 14, 42, and that is also a 5. We have extras. So let's see here. Detroit has a clutch of 2, so 2 plus 5 is 7, and Cleveland's clutch is a 1. That's a 5. Detroit will win the game, so Detroit will win the game in extras, and they get that win there. I'm just going to make it 6-5. Boston at the Yankees. Boston with a 13. That is a 12. Yuck. And that's only going to be 1. That's only going to be 1 run. Yankees have a 13 as well. And that's 66, and they just blow up the Red Sox there. That's a 10. So the Yankees destroy Boston 10-1. Kansas City at Oakland. Kansas City with a 13. That is a 13. They get a run. Oakland with an 11. They get 11. That's a 0. Wow, okay. Kansas City will beat Oakland 1-0. Cincinnati and the Braves. Reds have a 17. 44. And that is 6 runs. Atlanta has a 7, 46, and that is 4 runs. And this one belongs to the Reds. San Francisco taking on the Astros. Giants have a 6, 43. That's 3 runs. The Astros have a 10, 24, and that is 2 runs. Nope, the Giants will win that game, and I know Steeler fan will say rigged. Mets taking on the Expos. Jerry Kuzman on the mound. Mets have a 14, a 32, and that's going to be 4 runs. The Expos have a 1. The Expos need a 55 or I need a 54 or lower, and the Mets will win. 62, of course. Yeah, why am I not surprised? 5 runs, and the Expos beat the Mets. I need a 55 or lower, and the Expos roll a 62. Rigged. Next game, Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Pittsburgh with a 10. 35, and that is 4 runs. Philadelphia with a 12. 22, and that is 2 runs. The Pirates will beat the Phillies. Really, a 14 against a 1, and I can't win it. Dodgers against the Padres. Dodgers have a 9. 12, and that is going to be 0. The Padres have a 2. 45, that's going to be enough. That's going to be 3 runs. The Padres will beat the Dodgers. Moving on to July 26th. Yankees at Baltimore. Yankees with a 14. 45, and that is 5 runs. Baltimore has an 8. 65. That's 8 runs. The Yankees will lose to Baltimore in that game. Cleveland at Boston. We have this game tomorrow. Cleveland with a 7. 34. And that is 3 runs. Boston with a 7. They have Louis Tiant on the mound. 35. And that is also 3 runs. So we got extras. Cleveland's clutch is a 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Boston's clutch -2. And nope, that's going to be a win for Cleveland. They'll get the extra run, and they will win that game 4-3. Kansas City taking on California. Kansas City with a 10. 63, and that is 7 runs for the Royals. California with a 4. 14, and that is going to be a 0. So the Royals will beat the Angels. Detroit at Milwaukee. Detroit with a 9. 36, and that is 4 runs. Milwaukee with a 15. 53, and that is 6 runs. The Brewers will beat the Tigers. Texas and Minnesota. Texas with a 9. 16, and that is 2 runs. Minnesota with a 9. 34, and that is 3 runs. Minnesota will win. White Sox at Oakland. Chicago with a 10. 31, and that is 3. Oakland with a 15. 51, and that is 6. Oakland will beat the White Sox. Dodgers and the Braves. Dodgers with a 13. 43, and that is 5. Atlanta with a 6. 36, and that is 3. Dodgers will win. Montreal and the Cubs in a doubleheader. Montreal with a 9. Expos 51. That's pretty good. That's 5. Cubs have a 10. 14. Nope, that's going to be 1. The Expos will beat the Cubs there. Game 2, Montreal with a 9. 53. Again, not a matchup, Mr. Dave Gardner. 53, and that is a 5. Cubs have a 12. 12 also, and that's going to be a 1. So the Expos take both games from the Cubs in the doubleheader. I guess the loss of the Cardinals today really did hurt. San Francisco taking on Cincinnati. San Francisco with a 6. That's a 45, and that is 4. Reds have a 13. 45, and that is 5 runs. And this game belongs to the Reds. San Diego and the Astros. Padres with a 7. 55, and that is 5 runs. The Astros have a 15. 62, and that's going to be 8 runs, and that'll be a win for the Astros. Mets taking on the Phillies in a big series against Philadelphia. Should have won that game against the Expos. Mets have an 8 with John Matlack on the mound. And they get a 45, and that is going to be 4 runs. The Phillies of Larry Christensen, they have a 10. So I can win if the Phillies roll a 34 or lower. 36, and that is a tie with 4 runs. So we have a tie, so we have extras. Mets have a -2 clutch. 5 minus 2 is 3. Philadelphia has a -4 clutch. Nope, the Mets will pull out the win. And I'm going to say the Mets win it. I'm going to add 5 runs to the Mets. And it's going to be a 9-4 win as my Mets get a happy recap on the Phillies. That's our 10-minute ticker tonight. If your team won, congratulations. If your team didn't, there's always tomorrow. May have a little hockey tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow, as it'll be Year of the Rat, Game 2, the Calgary Flames against my Florida Panthers. And tomorrow on Inside Pitch, more exciting baseball action as the Cleveland Indians take on the Boston Red Sox. Jim Bibby against Fergie Jenkins. You don't want to miss that, guys. So for all you Red Sox fans out there, you make sure you don't miss it. Dave Little, Steeler fan. Brian Patterson, D. Scott Howard, Tribe fan, 879. Keith White, B. And let's see here what we got here. Of course, Double D, our Red Sox fan, Dave Gardner, Michael Peterson, BBBB. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Now, Brian Patterson, you wanted me to go over something. So for those of you who would wish to leave, you may, of course, and of course, don't forget to hit the bell. But Brian, you said you wanted me to go over something on the new rules. So I'll go ahead and put the chart here. All right. If you want to look at it real quick, I'll have a couple of extra minutes for you. Not a problem. So I'm wondering what you want to know of the new rules. There have been some changes to inside pitch, all right, mostly clarifications and mostly a few extra time savers that Chris and I and some other people gave him suggestions. Remember, this is Chris Davis's game. This game don't belong to me. I ain't claiming crap. But what I am saying is he did ask for suggestions, and I helped him out a little bit with the charts. So he did add some extra things. For instance, now you have an extra roll for base running situation, depending on the outfielder arms. Now there's a -2 to the stolen base rate on hit and run if a batter strikes out. Okay. Hit and run chart is now changed a little bit. It's no longer just an automatic +2. It can be a +3 or a +4, depending on the batter's strikeout rate. He didn't say if it takes I don't think it takes the stadium strikeout in the stadium strikeout rating as well. He didn't say that. You could if you want to. I'll leave that up. Right now, he's just saying it comes off the batter. Okay. He went ahead and clarified the strategy roles, clarified the ground outs. Remember, on ground outs, all 6s are a runner advance no matter what. It's always a slow grounder. Okay. He changed the rules on some of the flyouts. He now added modifications to flyouts to left, center, and right. The most major updates he made really was to the range plays and to now grounders on the infield and singles in the infield. So now errors, the only way you can have an error on an S1 to S6 is on an error on a throw. And if it is, it's just a 1 extra base advancement on a bad throw. That's all that is. So yeah, I was talking about the new updates. So this is the beta chart, but he's now finalizing it, Brian. He's finalizing this chart. He's also finalizing the new rare play chart. The rare play chart's been updated as well. He took off a lot of crap that was already on this chart. So he took off a lot of stuff. So the rare play chart and the rule book is now really in deep. It's going to be one of the most explained rule books maybe for any game system like this, where some other game systems don't really explain their rules. In the rule book, it will explain every single symbol on a card. He'll explain it with the help of John Brewer and his annotated rules. He now put the annotated rules into the rule book. So now everything is updated. And he says he's got 2 new seasons coming out, at least 2. All right. When he releases the new chart and the rule book, they'll be laminated and all that. He hasn't said what seasons they are yet. I don't know. I did ask. I don't know if he's going to tell me. But we'll see there. Like I said, Brian, if you really want to check out, just go to the website and go to the forums, and you can find everything you need to know there, my friend. So that's it for me, guys. I'm signing off, and we will see you guys later tomorrow. Remember, Cleveland, Boston, and maybe a little hockey later. We'll see how I feel. Take care, everyone. We'll see you later.